I've won 21 of my last 29 complimentary plays in all sports combined, courtesy of Baylor's come from behind victory and cover, I should say, against Texas Tech yesterday. Baylor down by double digits at the half, but thankfully Texas Tech 0 for 10, closing the game from field goal range, allowing the Bears to come back and get that backdoor cover against the Red Raiders. I've got two complimentary plays coming your way today. St. John's and Marquette, and Utah Valley and Seattle, and they are both very strong complementary plays. Hi, everyone. Out DeMarco here, General Manager at DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be, of course, your Friday video report. Listen, not only have I been hot with the complimentary plays, 21 out of 29, not only did I rebound from an awful Wednesday with a winning Thursday, but yesterday I snapped a 4-day losing streak by cashing with a razor bar 29 release on Colorado State. I know most guys come on video reports and they talk only about the winners, but I want to make a point here because that was my fourth 4-day losing streak since September, nearly 7 months, and I've had four 4-day losing streaks, which speaks volumes about my consistency and also says that the one thing you as a gambler, me as a gambler and a handicapper, the one thing you cannot afford to be is what I always call peak and valley type of guys who win 6 out of 8 and then lose 14 out of 16. They are bankroll killers. Handicappers like that you have to avoid. And if you're a gambler like that, you should stop gambling or get professional advice and avoid those guys that are peak and valley handicappers. The other thing is this, and I've said this many times over the years, and the cliche I always use to describe it is simple. Always dance with the girl you brought. Meaning, when you're in a losing streak, don't deviate from what made you a winner. Now, I'm assuming you've won, okay? And what I mean is, whatever metrics you use, whatever analysis you use, however you break down games, don't change. I see this all the time because it's a lack of confidence. You start second guessing yourself. You start doubting yourself. Doubting Thomases don't win. Scared money never makes you money. All the cliches are so true. I see it all the time with gamblers. I see it so frequently with handicappers who, when they hit a little bit of a rough patch, they suddenly change the way they are doing things. I can tell you yesterday, at about 3 o'clock in the morning when I first handicapped the game card, Colorado State was almost what, the last game on yesterday's card? By the time I got to that game, it's like, oh my God, Colorado State was going to win. I mean, I looked at other games yesterday. I looked at the Baylor game. I gave it to you as a complimentary play. I looked at Bethune-Cookman, and I thought, wow, I really like Bethune-Cookman. And then it dawned on me, it was like a sledgehammer. It's like, what the hell do I know about Bethune-Cookman? I don't even know their damn nickname. When in my life had I ever released a play on Bethune-Cookman? So I snapped back to reality and said, well, damn the torpedoes. I've lost 4 straight days. I could lose 5, but I'm going to go down with the play that I absolutely loved, and that was Colorado State. So anyway, that's my advice. Okay, guys, again, I apologize for my voice, but I'm going through a really rough patch with bad asthma, and the inhalers and the steroids, they always rob me of my voice. So my late night DJ job, I guess, is in peril. But let's get to your complimentary plays. The late game is going to be the WAC contest between Utah Valley and Seattle. Yeah, and I realize none of you out there have any clue about Utah Valley and Seattle, but let me tell you, Utah Valley's had a very nice season here. I've used them in the past, the Wolverines, and I look at this matchup, and I will tell you first saying right out the bat that historically it's usually a close game because 4 of the last 5 meetings, or the last 4 meetings, have all been decided by 6 points or less. But I like Utah Valley in this spot here. A Utah Valley team that's 24-7 on the season, won 15-1 in the WAC. That's won 9 in a row and 19 out of 20 games. This game is being played at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. I'm sure there's going to be at least 800 fans there. And Utah Valley swept the season series. Both games naturally very close. They won 70-66 in Seattle in late January, and then they won at home 61-55 in the middle of February, a game in which they trailed by 4 points at half. Again, very close historically in this series. But I think the inherent advantage that Utah Valley has here tonight is the fact that they opened the tournament with their quarterfinal matchup on Wednesday when they took care of business against an overmatched in-state rival, Utah Tech. Absolutely rolled them 74-57. Seattle, on the other hand, a team that was 14-17 this year, a team that was just 8-8 in conference play, they played last night. So they beat Abilene Christian 69-63. So while Utah Valley was sitting there watching Seattle play, well, who was the more rested team? Gotcha. That's why I love the price in this game. I don't understand how, as I do this video report at 1 o'clock Eastern time, Utah Valley overnight was 3.5. They were a solid 3.5 all day yesterday. Right now, I can get Utah Valley minus 2.5. I'm down for that. The other game is going to be the Big East semifinal matchup between St. John's and Marquette. Another game I don't quite understand the line. St. John's was a consistent 4.5 point favorite yesterday. And again, at this current time, the Red Storm 3.5. Go figure. This is another one of those situations I talked about a couple of days ago where conference tournament games, neutral court. Well, how neutral is the court for St. John's? The Garden is their de facto second home. They're 10-0 at the Garden now this season straight up after beating the hell out of Butler last night, 78-57. Another typical game for St. John's when you look at the final box score. A dominating performance down low where they out rebounded Butler by 10. They outscored Butler by 26 points in the paint. This is the MO for Rick Pitino's teams. Strong defense, terrific on the boards. Not such a great shooting team, however, the St. John's squad. Only hit it barely 30% from 3 point range all year long, but it's because of their rebounding prowess. They get so many second chance opportunities. And because they play such great defense, they limit the other team. Now, St. John's 28-4 this year, 18-2 in Big East play in the regular season, taking on Marquette, the 5 seed. I didn't like how Marquette finished the regular season, going 4-6 in their final 10 games. I looked at that game between Xavier and Marquette yesterday, and I thought, wow, Xavier has a really good chance because the Musketeers closed strong. And you saw yesterday, Xavier was up by 14 points early in the second half before Marquette had a great 3 point shooting performance after intermission, hitting 9 out of 16. And they managed to rally for the 89-87 win. But St. John's swept the regular season series. It wasn't easy. Matter of fact, last Saturday, St. John's won it in overtime on a buzzer beater, 86-84. And I just, and they also, let's see, early in February, they won at home 70-64. So close games, naturally, but St. John's is clearly the superior team. They had the home court advantage. They're on a roll. I just got to go with St. John's here. So I like the plays pretty much equally, although I will give St. John's a slight advantage here because they are by far the better team and they're playing at home. So St. John's minus 3.5 would be your top complimentary play. Utah Valley minus the 3.5 would be your second complimentary play. That'll do it, guys, and I'll talk to you again on Saturday.